Greetings and welcome to my new calculus channel. My name is John Gabriel. So in a previous video, I again explained what the mean value theorem is about, but I want to show you what these idiots think, just that they don't get it. They frankly don't get it. So this nincompoop gets on here and he says, hello, I think you tried to use the MVT in the wrong direction. Actually, no, I didn't. He says it takes in A, B, and finds C, which satisfies the property. He says you found a C0 and said there's no AB. I didn't find a C0. Do you know how I got that C0, you fucking moron? Let me explain to you. All right, listen carefully. This is the graph of x cubed. How did I didn't choose C0. Why did I use C equal to 0? I'll tell you why. Because I'm looking at the derivative of the cubic, which is 3x squared. Do you understand, morons? Let me explain. Okay. So I didn't choose that. The derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. Okay. Now, there has to be some FC. I didn't get to choose C is equal to 0, you imbeciles. Okay. I needed to have something in here which was going to give me 0. Because at the point of inflection where you utter cranks, claim there is a tangent line, there isn't a tangent line. But where you claim there is a tangent line, the derivative is equal to 0, you fucking baboons. I hate the lot of you for your stupidity. I mean, basically, your mother should have aborted you, really. You're stupid and you're getting stupider. Okay, so now there was this poople who got on my channel and wrote what he wrote here. Let's read what he writes. He says, the mean value theorem doesn't state that you can pick C to be anything you like. You imbecile, I didn't pick C is equal to 0. I'm showing you that C at which the derivative is must be 0 because the derivative is 3x squared, like I just showed you here. Get it, imbecile? Okay? Right, so then he writes a whole lot of bullshit, and then he thinks he found something by saying C is equal to 1 over square root 3. What he doesn't realize is that this here is a contradiction. If he says it's equal to 1 as expected, but that's problematic. Okay, why is it problematic? Because f of C, which is 0 in this case, is not equal to 1. You fucking idiots. Pay attention to detail. I would give you 6 of the best if you were in my class. Too bad they've stopped caning you nowadays. You really need to be caned because you're absolutely incorrigibly stupid. And a lot of you and your professors are a bunch of fucking idiots. I hate using that language, but in your case, it's very appropriate. Okay. This idiot here, your mom, was the one who posted. Now, guess what I do when I get a comment like that? Boom. You see, you can't post again, idiot. Do you understand that? In other words, you're fucking yourself. Goodbye. Do you see that? Now, this guy here, all right, he says, this guy here is not so bad. He says, hello, I think you tried to use. No, I didn't. So in his case, I'll just bye-bye. Now, this guy here, same story. What kind of, look at this. I mean, who is this asshole? The Math Academy, this guy's the tutor, the Math Academy tutor. Hey, imbecile. What did I do there now? The Math Academy tutor. Hang on a second. More. Goodbye. You will not post on my channel again. Okay? You need to respect and use decent language. I can use foul language on you, but you can't use it on me. There's a difference. I'm better than you. All right? So you're not my equals. Now, the next one says the mean value states that for any closed interval, okay, blah, blah, blah. It does not state, obviously, this poople here has not paid attention. He says the latter is what you have found a counterexample to, not the former. Goodbye. All right, he wasn't rude, so he doesn't get booted off completely. And then here's this idiot who posted on Discord. This is the channel. This guy has got it all wrong. So let's focus a little bit more on this guy's thing. So one of the deans on the Discord, the new calculus Discord channel, corrects him, and he says, he, meaning I, used a proof by contradiction to show that the definition is flawed. Everything you've written is incorrect. we get this as expected. He says, no, that's not as expected. That's the very contradiction John Gabriel, was showing. Then he says he used C0, but the MVT, mean value theorem, doesn't state all the possible values of C work. And that's not what I stated either. And then, of course, I corrected him by showing you here that he's not understanding the process at all, just like your lecturers don't understand. And then he says he misses out because he says it works for 1 over square root 3, but it doesn't work for 1 over square root. It doesn't work for any of them. And he basically continues to rant, and then he says, yeah, the MVT follows directly from Rolle's theorem. Rolle's theorem has nothing to do with the MVT, you morons. Yes, I know it's written in thousands of your shit mainstream calculus textbooks. They don't know what they're talking about, neither do your professors. So again, none of them work. Given any interval that includes an inflection point, for f to be differentiable, pay attention, morons, don't play with your balls. For f to be differentiable at every point, there must also be a difference quotient for that point. Okay, what's that difference quotient? I showed you. Okay, let's do it again. Pay attention now, okay? Idiot. Look, for there to be a C, there must be a difference quotient like this. Okay, that's what the theorem says. I'm not saying it. That's what the theorem says, you fucking pieces of shit who should have been aborted. Okay, this is what the theorem says. Do you understand that? Oh God. There must also be a difference quotient for that point. If there isn't, then the theorem is wrong. And I'm saying the theorem is not wrong. It's your understanding which is wrong. The theorem doesn't give a shit about C. Okay. In fact, it's not even about finding a C such that this is true. This here is about an arithmetic mean, because guess what? When you look at this and you multiply both sides by b minus a, you have the fundamental theorem of calculus, you idiots. And on this equation that I gave him, the cubic, which goes like this, on this equation here, if you take the area under the curve from 1 to 1, it'll be a half, okay? Which means that it'll be 1. It'll be 1, I'm sorry, which means that the arithmetic mean is going to be somewhere along here, a half, okay? Somewhere along here, it's going to be a half. That's what it means. Now, in my example, I showed there is no such finite difference quotient. Your example only shows that you don't understand any of these things, like you show here in your comment here. Okay, and I'm going to leave your comment. I'm actually going to approve it, and I'm going to correct you with all my comments. So that's pretty much it. Let's just see, are there any other useful comments? Oh my God. Okay, anyway, I'll deal with those later. I just wanted you to understand these points, okay? And finally, if C equals 0 does not work, then you cannot find the area, I just said that, from under 3x squared, which is a derivative from minus 1 to 1. All right. So essentially, people, there is no, if you have a curve, a cubic like that, and you're dealing with an interval, any interval that has this inflection point in here, any interval, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be minus 1, 1, or as that idiot said, 1 over root 3 negative and 1 over root 3 positive. It doesn't have to be even equal. It could be minus 1, 2. It still won't work. Okay. Could be anything on the side, as long as if C is inside here, it's not going to work at that C. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I've been telling you the last 30 years. But your idiot professors, and for the sake of history, Professor Gilbert Strang, that vile scum on Sci.Math, Port 536, that other idiot, Professor Jack Hazinger, all those other idiots, Jean-Pierre Massager, Marcus Clivers, Zelos Malins, all those dirty-ass fools, okay? Because that's what they are. Now, I've been telling you these things and you're not paying attention. And finally, I told this guy, I do not care about your interval, you knuckle dragger. Show me a C that works for minus 1, 1. And that's what he did he thought he had done that with 1 over square root 3, but he didn't understand what he was doing. And also in his wrong example, it's not equal to 0. That's the very first thing I showed you. But it didn't even cross his peanut brain. So my point exactly to all you morons out there is that there is no C where 3C squared is equal to 0. Do you see what imbeciles you have been? This is why I boot trolls like you off my channel. You need to pay attention to detail. Low IQ peanut brain thought he was onto something, like you all do, but you're all just, in the end, fucking morons. To those who have a brain, onon noito, that's an ancient Greek saying. That means to he who is able to understand, he will understand. Become a subscriber, become a member, and you'll get access to a lot more goodies. I'm John Gabriel, and this is a New Calculus channel. Till next time, goodbye.